hello, and welcome. This is Thursday. It's the first Thursday of the month, and it is the Diamond Perspective Show with our wonderful queens. Yours truly, my name is Barbara J. Beckley. I am over the Diamond Factor Network, and part of the Diamond Factor Network is this particular show because, as always, I always say visibility and your purpose is the key. And those are the two frequencies that I work from to help others, to be a cheerleader for others, just to be there for you. I don't always have to be in the forefront. I'm in the back, just pushing you and pushing you. And this is what I love, the wonderful queens that come on every month, that you hear some wonderful, amazing, spectacular. I know I can listen to a whole bunch of adjectives about them, but really, they give you those golden nuggets so you can move the levels in your life. And I'm just going to, put all the love out there for them right now because they don't have to be here every month. They don't have to take their time, their hour to come to you and to give the expertise that they have. So I just want to love on them, say thank you all queens that always come on this show. And I want to thank everybody that watches the show because you make the show happen. So I'm saying that if you're watching, be it YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're at, please make sure you put the comments in. I want you to be a part of this conversation. It's not just us, I know we're back and forth talking and answering questions and having that fun, but we want you to enjoy the fun too as well. So we want to make sure that you are a part of this conversation. Today's topic is building networks and relationships. How are you doing that? Do you have a relationship? Do you understand how to build one? Is yours a little bit rocky? Or you're in the point of, I'm on my own island. I don't need a relationship. I'll tell you already, wrong answer. So we can answer that question and many more as we're going to be talking about the topic of relationships. So with that said, we are going to start our show. Love the music. Here we are. See how I just make magic happen every Thursday. Voila. The wonderful technology, when it works, it brings all of us so much closer together. With that said, these are the queens for tonight. I am going to, I told myself, I told you earlier, I like to make sure we're spotlighting the queen. So with that said, I told you about me already. I told you what I do. Now you're going to get to know each and every queen. So let's set this up here so we can get closer to them, just like I'm on the screen now. And I'm going to start at the top of my list here. Queen Jacqueline.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jacqueline, known as America's foremost intuition skills trainer. I also do coaching. I do some unusual things and teach people how to make an instant paradigm shift by bending metal with your mind. So it's all about what is possible. Thanks, Barbara, for doing this.
Always, Queen Jacqueline. Okay. Queen Yeza.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Queen Barbara. My name is Chiedza Nyahuye, and I am a passionate promoter of Ruby AI, which is a one-stop shop toolkit that I'm finding to helps entrepreneurs not only 20x their productivity, but also add a lot more fun and enjoyment in our everyday lives as we engage with these AI tools and also find more creative and innovative ways to be more impactful in our lives. So I'll hand it back to you, Ms. Queen Barbara.
Thank you, Queen. And next, Queen Carol.
Hi, Barbara. It's so good to be here. I have missed you. And thank you for doing this. I'm Carol Henderson, and I have the Life by Design studio. It is a place that you can come and get better. I talk about you can spiral up and make your life better on a daily basis, spirit, soul, and body, especially in the area of nutrition and health. I have become very adept at helping people get healthier.
Awesome, Queen. Yes, it's so good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while, Queen Carol.
I know, I know. I live in, for those of y'all don't know, I live in the part of Texas where we had all the fires and literally had no power for 4 days. We were spared in the fire, but it was an intense month, and so I kind of disappeared.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. That's the good thing. You and your family. So
Yes,
wonderful, wonderful.
yes.
Now our next queen, Queen Felicia.
Thank you, Barbara, for having me on the show again. I really enjoy it. I am Felicia Stanley, and I am a author. I'm an author of books on women's empowerment. I'm a consultant and also a nonprofit founder. Women empowering women is my passion. I love empowering men too, but women is my passion. I feel that women, we need that extra love and that extra support. And to do that, I have to help you reach your goals, whatever your goals may be. I've learned over the years that you can't think you know what someone needs. You need to actively listen to them tell you what it is they need. And then you can be able to help them in the way in which they want to be helped or the way in which they actually need it. So I'm excited to be on here tonight. And I love meeting people. And I hope to meet the rest of the panel and get to know more about them tonight, too. Thank you.
Wonderful. And with you saying that, you are almost hitting on our topic tonight about building relationships and networking. So we will get more into that in a second. Miss Queen. Queen, the queen, the queen.
Hey, everybody. Glad to be here. Thanks, Barbara. I'm Lachelle Atkins, also known as America's Supermom, mother of 15 children, and I'm a TV producer with Keep It Real TV on the Zondra TV network. I help you to monetize and create a global impact with your message. Glad to be here.
Awesome, awesome. Glad for you to be here too. And Mrs. Queen Karen.
Hey there, everybody. You know, when you hit the age of around 45 and up, all of a sudden, all these self doubts, these stressors start happening. I don't know why that happens around that age. We start doubting ourselves. Well, I'm Karen Stultz, and I help you eliminate those doubts, those self stressors, and make your next phase of life the best phase of life.
Awesome, awesome. Like you said, awesome, right?
Awesome.
So now that we met all these wonderful queens, I'm going to show everybody a wonderful, beautiful pictures of them and their beautiful faces. We're going to dive really into our topic tonight. And I picked this topic because I know there's a lot going on in the world. I mean, we got hybrid, we got in person, we got all virtual. People are still trying to get used to going, kind of diving back into really understanding how important networking and building relationship is for success, not only for your business or brand, but for personal reasons. And you might miss out on opportunities. And all that I'm saying, I've been there. I've been there a long time ago where I say I missed out on opportunity because I just didn't just get together and just get to know a person and build a relationship, not just say, hey, my name is Barbara, buy this. No, that's not building a relationship. Relationships takes time. So as everybody knows, I love quotes. So I want to share my slide and just share this wonderful quote here and dive a little bit into the quote before we get into some other details. So, when it comes to building a relationship, a lot of people say like, okay, I got to meet people, I got to talk to people. But why you sound like it hurts? It should not hurt at all because you never know the gems that you're going to find when building a relationship with somebody. And they can help you in all aspects. You can help them. And that's what it's all about, helping each other. So I said, I like this quote by Stephen Covey. Building and repairing relationships are long-term investments, Building, as you see, she says building and repairing. How many of you had relationships where maybe you start off okay, been, talking for a while, and then all of a sudden, sometimes you don't even know what happened. And you're not talking no more. They're not talking to you, or they said, well, you said something to me, and you're like, okay, what did I say? Can we talk? Can we talk? Communication is the key. And, you're going to go through your low valleys and high valleys of basically relationships. But all in all, if you want to salvage them, it takes work and it takes time. So with that said, Queens, this is where the golden nuggets come in. Yeah. So I want to ask you, and one thing I've noticed, building authentic. I'm gonna throw that out there. Okay, take it in, take it in. Building an authentic relationship is often, emphasized in networking. How do you maintain authenticity while you leverage your network and building those relationships? Because a lot of times people don't like to tell it all, and sometimes you don't have to. But how do you be yourself, be authentic, still building a relationship in that area? And if I'm going to say, anybody want to take it, or I'm going to choose. So anybody want to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
Keep an authentic curiosity. Just really, everyone is unique like a thumbprint, and everyone has something, and anybody that you need to connect with anywhere in the world is only 3 phone calls away. And so as you are clear with your goals and your intentions, and you have that curiosity of sincerely, how can I serve? Who are you? People will respond. And that will help you to build your network and to stay long term. And that's very helpful.
Yes. Love that, Queen. Thank you so much. Anybody want to add to that, or their own part becoming the authentic and building? I see Miss Carol.
I think it's fun to meet new people. I love, I mean, I used to have a model and talent agency, and I would teach the girls, there's something you can find nice to say about anyone. And we were at an event one time, and this person that was different, over 6 foot, 4-inch heels or more, um, dressed to the nines, came in, and they were going, okay, find something about that person, and as she walked to the table where we were, she had on amazing jewelry. And so, I said, you've got, I love your jewelry. I love that bracelet and stuff. And the girls were going, you really did find something. And you were saying it sincerely. They were surprised. But, you can find something.
Uh-oh.
It's fun to connect with them and to make them feel good about themselves. I mean, it may be their eyes, it may be their smile, whatever. But go, go past your uncomfortability if you have that issue, and speak to people. Speak to them first, and smile. I mean, smile is universal and it's free.
I like that. I love that. Anybody else want to add to that?
I will. But I think those have been some great nuggets. One thing that I would add is organization and taking notes. A lot of times when we meet people, even if they give you a business card, being able to jot down what was it that they said that was memorable, or a reason why you wanted to connect with them. Being organized is so important, because usually there is no immediate conversion. If it's even somebody that's a potential client, it's going to be over time. So knowing what are some of their pain points and documenting that is the key for nurturing that relationship long term.
Barbara, can I add something to what she just said? Uh, when you're doing your business cards, please don't do them slick on both sides. So many people, I mean, they look great, they feel great, but you can't write on them. at least leave the back with regular paper so that you can jot notes on it at the event, whether you go to the bathroom and jot a note or two or something, or even just say, oh, I'm going to write that down in front of them. But if it's slick and the pen won't write on it, you're kind of left wanting.
Yeah. Good, good, good. I like that. That's good feedback on the when you're in person, you're handing out the cards. It is kind of hard to do it when it's slick and you're like, I can't. I don't have any kind of marker or pen to write on this thing because it's slick. So that's something
Yeah,
that's
and then
yeah.
yeah, if it's a big event and you have a whole stack of cards and you're thinking, okay, which person was that and which person was this, and you're trying to sort it all out in your brain so you can take notes. That's why sometimes I'll even slip off to the bathroom midway through something and make a couple of notes on different things. Um, and sometimes just right there, and depending on the situation, you sometimes can make little notes right there. This person wants to know more about this, or this person wants to know more about that. So.
Mm-hmm. Good. I like that. Real quickly, before anybody else, I was going to say, just to add to that, I know one thing that I used to do when I used to network a lot with the cards and stuff is I would write down their personality too, like to remind myself, like if that person, if I know they said their favorite color is purple, I'm just going to throw that as an example. Then I know, oh, they like purple, or they like to go out, they like the wilderness, they like to hike or whatever. It's conversations, and then that tells them when you see them again or you talk to them again, and you mention that, they're like, wow, she really was listening to me, that I like purple or that I like hiking. And some people would be like, I forgot what they said 5 minutes ago, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, well, what's your name again? Who you are? So that's some good technique ways to remember. I know I needed to write it down. Just saying. So anybody else wants to add to, just being really authentic when you're starting to build those relationships and understanding, that the first time, just like American Supermom said, it takes building. The biggest thing in the word, we're talking about building. So that means it's going to take time and not just instant, right?
I would like to add a little bit,
Okay.
Barbara.
Uh-oh, I got a lot of people. Who said first? Raise your hand. I need to see who. Oh, there we go.
I would like to say is that
Okay.
oh,
I'll let Azar face it, and then I'll get to you, Felicia.
Okay. Thank you. I know we're going back and forth. It's
I
all
know.
between.
We're excited.
I know we are excited to share. So for me, storytelling is a powerful way for me to build a foundation for authentic relationships. Because I believe in the way that I've built relationships with people, especially just even online, when I do virtual coffees with various people, I find creating the space where there's a sense of curiosity, wanting to learn about each other. For example, I ask people, what are you passionate about? What drives you? What brought you to building a career in this industry? Or what brought you to create this entrepreneurship venture? And more often than not, it's a lot more life stories that are shared, and then we find common values, commonalities that resonate with both of us. And more often than not, this keeps happening to me as we're building the relationships. I do take the note of taking notes, because usually I send thank you notes afterwards and just highlighting one or two things. And then we usually schedule for the next time that we're going to meet up and continue the conversations. And through that, all sorts of collaborations have flowered and blossomed from that.
Ooh, those are some. Ooh, I like those golden nuggets, Queen. Especially with like even within the notes that you send to them afterwards, and saying little things that you two talked about. Again, they really understand that you were listening to them and getting to understand and wanting to get to know them. So I like how you said that. You say stories. You ask questions like, well, what do you like to do? What is like a good day for you or something like that? You ask those questions because now you're really trying to pull, not just to say, hey, you do this and maybe we can collaborate in business. That can come, and it might not even be a business relationship that might be starting to occur. I always tell people that could be like the best friendship that you have with somebody, and not just on your business. So I love how you said bringing out, because then people like, oh, she really wants to know about me. Because one thing about a majority of people, they like talking about themselves. So you can get them going. I'm telling you, they will tell you. and tell you.
Our favorite topic is ourselves, actually.
We can just carry that away, especially if you are really the speaker. So, uh, Queen Felicia, I know you had something to add.
Yes, only a few things to add. As far as being genuine and authentic, I would say kind of get that together before you go to the event, because if you go there and you're not genuine and authentic, people will know, they will be able to see through you. So if you are putting up a front and you're not really interested in what the person has to say, they will know. The second thing I'm going to say is definitely active listening during the conversation. Don't listen just so that they can hurry up and finish, and then you can speak. Listen to be able to understand and be able to know what it is the person is saying, because you never know when they're going to ask you something about what they said, and if you can't um, communicate back to them, then they'll know exactly that you have not been actively listening, because sometimes they'll come back with a question, and of course hopefully you've provided the active listening, and then you will be able to answer the person's question. The next nugget is providing value. When you meet people, it's always good to provide some value to them in the beginning, and then they'll know, oh, this person does care. They've offered their advice, they've given some expertise or something to help me. And that person will always remember that you took the time to offer value in whatever way you feel that would help that person.
Yeah, good golden nuggets, Queen. Thank you so much. I really like the part, and I always say this to so many people about the active listening. And I know I can always tell the people that are waiting for me to shut up so they can say what they have to say. I'm just saying it point blank, because you could just tell. It's like they want that. I always think that double dutch. And when you were young, if you played double dutch, it's like, okay, when can I get in there? I want to get in there. Okay, Barbara, be quiet now. I can start. I can say what I want to say. And I was like, okay, did you hear anything that I said? Did you did you understand that I just went through a worst day of my life, and you just trying to say, oh, okay, sorry about that. Can I talk now? So yes, you will always understand the people that are active listening to you, and the ones that are just like, I just want you just to finish what you have to say. And like I said again, it just shows about building those relationships is so important, to hear each other. You don't want a one-way conversation with somebody. It should never be that way. I would just say that's my own suggestion on that. So anybody else want to add to, like I said, just really being, oh, I see the hand raising with Karen.
This is about networking and relationships. And the thing that I have found in myself initially many years ago, and now what I teach with my students, and what I've learned is that a lot of my clients came to me and say, but I hate networking. I love people. I hate networking. So what can you do about that? Well, you go in and recognize that networking is not selling. It's not trying to get the client there. It is creating that network of people, of resources, of relationships, so that you will have them in your back pocket. And one of the wonderful phrases that one of my coaches mentioned was, you go into the networking event, and so what do? Right? And then you tell them what you do and say at the end, always say at the end, do you know anybody who could use that service? And the response is usually, I'm not sure, but let me think about that. And then you can say, okay, you know what? Tell me about yourself. And as you say, I want to hear your story. And set up a time for a future talk, just a virtual coffee, get to know each other a little bit better so that we can share each other's expertise. And start building the relationship that way.
Well, Quinn, I love how you said, this is networking is not about the selling. And I think if you go in there thinking that way, it even makes it easier down the road that eventually, maybe somewhere down the line, you might sell something to them or to whoever they know. But just don't go in intently just saying, okay, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to give 10 business cards out, and they're all going to buy my product. And yes, and this, but then you got to understand. Now, one thing people touch on right now is too, what type of networking opportunities? Because there might be some networking opportunities where they say this is for that. This is for you to show what you do and tell about your product. So in those cases, it's game on. It's like you just release me to be able to add that when I'm talking to people. But I always tell people, even if they don't say they have that type of network, still show you are your brand. So it's not your products, it's not your stuff that you sell, but you're your brand. So that's why it goes back to getting to know who you are. So with that, any other comments about authenticity or, just really understanding that what networking is really what it's all about?
Well, and I think one of the things you mentioned a good point about the place where you're at. I think even if it's a place where, everybody is there selling themselves or it is that type of situation, you want to be mindful of connecting with the person. A lot of times we just think, oh my gosh, I got this product, it's the next best thing. And, so if you're in an expo situation or just any kind of trade show, you want to be mindful of the fact that, everybody is just not going to be buying everything, okay, at that time. And you want to be mindful of really connecting with people to really hear their problems, because it's possible that you might refer them to somebody else and then later on they come back to you. I think a lot of people mistake all coaches for being the same. And when you know what your expertise is, it's possible that somebody could come to you and you just say, you know what, I don't think you're ready for my services because I do X. I will recommend you to somebody. And a lot of people respect that. And later on, you might find out that they're like, you know what, I'm just going to save up or whatever, if it's price or if it's something that they need to do before they get with you. They're willing to do that because they know exactly what your expectations are and they know what theirs are as well. So I think even in those spaces, especially, I know that I just don't want to feel like I'm at a meat market, even if I feel like I have value. So it's important still to connect with people so that you can meet with them in a time that really gives them that customized value.
Yes. Wonderful. That's a mic drop. That is a total mic drop. Yes. Even if, like you said, game on, don't let it be game on where you're just like everybody's falling all over each other. Buy this, take this, you need this. And most of the time, they might not be like, I don't need that. Let's get away from them. Who are you? What's your favorite color? I mean, something, just don't, around. So with that, we're going to take a little sponsor break and we will be right back with our wonderful queens. I'm loving this conversation. And we are back from a wonderful sponsor, Miss Mary Ellen. Love her dearly. Get her book. She is just, she's so in tune when it just comes to really just understanding yourself and loving on you. So thank you, Mary Ellen, for your sponsorship. With that said, we are here talking about understanding how to network and build relationship for success. Understand how to build a relationship for success. Now, I want to go to, and let's give some love, give some golden nuggets to people that are introverts. Oh, here we go. The ones that stand back, the ones that are in the corner, the ones that are like, I don't know what to say, the ones that say, why am I even here? If somebody speaks to me, I'm going to break. All that kind of stuff. Guess what? I've been there too long time ago. Some people be like, really, Barbara, you don't know how to be quiet. But before I used to be an introvert, still am sometimes. So I want to kind of go into, what kind of effective strategies our queens can give to people that are introverts or just kind of nervous about navigating and network settings and then building those connections, even though they're kind of, enclosed. Who wants to start?
Okay.
This is Superman. Here we go.
I would say the first thing is reading the room. You can sit back and you can observe, but just read the room and do what other people do. Uh, be clear about what message is, what it is that you're passionate about, and just start talking about that because usually that takes away all the fear and anxiety. So, reading the room and then being clear about what your message is.
That's another mic drop. Here we go with these mic drops. Reading that room. You bring a. I was laughing when you said it because I was thinking about me. I was in a networking. This was before COVID, and somebody told me, "Oh, Barbara, you need to go. It's right after your job. After you work, just go. It's like 2 hours." I'm like, "Okay, hey, you never know who you're gonna be." Like I said, you take those chances. But I was tired because I was working all day, and I was like, "Oh, now I gotta go 2 hours and talk to people." And I said, "Okay, Barbara, it's not about you. It's about them. You get a chance to be. You know how you do. You do that self talk, right?" So I get in there and I get in there. Hey, everybody, we're gonna. I mean, they was all over the place. I almost felt like I was at a circus. I thought somebody going to flip it in front of me or something. I mean, that's how high energy was. And I'm sitting there like, oh, now I'm really tired. Just looking at all of them doing what they're doing. But then I found two people that was kind of, just watching like I'm watching. But I went straight to them because I knew my energy level was all that right then and there. And we had a nice conversation in the corner while they were doing what they were doing. And one thing, and now with the queens, I want you to answer this question. This question about introverts is they had that. I forgot what they call it, where you call it is that loud microphone or whatever. I was like, we are in a building. Why are you using a microphone like that? We can all hear you. So, but just saying that, I had to read the room real quickly because I knew I was not feeling that. But I still met some interesting people, and still to this day, we still talk. So, this one, when you said read the room, I was like, oh, that was like, Barnum Bailey Circus. So anybody else want to give some tips about introverts and really just helping them when it comes to networking? Oh.
Um, my playground is actually LinkedIn audio rooms. So I'm more talking about the online type space in terms of networking. So even when I first got introduced to LinkedIn audio rooms back in June last year, for the first 2 months, I never spoke on the stage or anything of the sort. What I would do is that I would listen to what the speakers or people were saying, and those that most resonated with me, I would send them a quick note in LinkedIn, just appreciating them for whatever they said. That I used as conversation starters, right? So it's almost like warming them up to you because most people, who gets those kinds of comments a lot of times, we're all talking all the time. But just saying, oh, you listened to me, you heard what I said, you were impacted, that opens a door for future conversations. And that's where I usually, when they respond, we go back and forth, we eventually book a virtual coffee. And then that's where the storytelling and value exchange and getting to know each other can then start happening.
Yeah, and I think just going back to introverts, and I think that'd be a good way to help them really navigate through networking. Doing that online process and that step that you took, that you said, Queen. I think that really help a lot of introverts in that sense because you're listening, and then like you said, then you can reach out on a one-on-one because maybe some people don't feel comfortable being in a whole, talking. Yeah,
Not at all.
like that.
And it's also much more, it shows that you are somebody who values people in the sense that you take the time to listen to what they have to say. You want to, and you gesturing that you want to connect with them just from that feedback.
I like what you said about the time. I think when you're in a networking situation in general, you can't say you don't have time. That's gonna have to go out your head. You can't say you're busy. I mean, you have to really, like you said, get yourself to a point of saying, okay, if this is a networking, a summit, whatever it is, or building relationships or whatever it is, have your mind framed to the point of saying, this is my listening skills I have to do, my active listening, not just saying, okay, as soon as you start doing all that, you already know you're going to be in for a long, long, long term when you're networking. So, anybody else regarding quicks for introverts? Jacqueline, I see your hand.
Um, it, there's like a whole brainstorm going on. When you say read the room, intuition power, each and every one of us has this capacity to just take a deep breath and just look and feel and then observe. You don't have to jump in or be stuck with the initial group that you kind of are there. And the other thing that's important is start with the end result in mind before you even leave the home to go there. And part of that is what is your vision and mission for your either your work or your business? And I've been with top consultants and we've all commiserated if we could just convince the CEOs and the top management to align with the vision and the mission of the purpose of the business, everything else will fall into place. So if you start with that, and it doesn't have to be scripted so it's perfect like the elevator speech, you just have to know the concept and why you're here. Like mine is, I want to be involved with a group of world experts that help transform the planet. And I come from that, and and I'm always led to that. So there you have it.
Awesome, 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 Queen. I love that. I'm glad that you brought that up. Just I always hear people say, think of the end game in mind. When you're starting that, so you can kind of like really just like you said, absorb and understand why you're there, who you're trying to meet, who you're trying to attract. What kind of people are you trying to attract? I mean, all those questions type to go in mind as well. So I'm
I mean,
glad you brought that.
ultimately, it's business, but business is oftentimes mostly connected with people. You can be outpriced, out. Um, you don't have to undercut. People want the relationship with the person, and that's what you deliver: the love and the quality of who you are.
Now, thank you so much, Queen. Now, this is the one question I want to put out there for the queens, and after that, we're going to do like a round golden nuggets from each person because we really want to make sure we hear from everybody at least a minute of their golden nuggets. But I want to throw this question out. Maybe one of or two of you want to answer this. AI. That's all I had to say was AI. And we all have seen. I don't know if you haven't seen, then I know somebody's head's in the sand to the robots now. They look, they feel, they live here. I mean, they talk just like us, like human beings. I mean, I have been seeing all this on between YouTube and people been sending me stuff. And then, with the whole thing about AI. So the thing that I'm always concerned about is, as humans, and you just said, Jacqueline, we're humans. We need to get to know each other, get to be around each other, be able to, just gel with each other and learn from each other. But then you got a robot in the room. So how do you handle that in a way where even with that, there's still, there's still that human connection? Just gonna get one or two people to answer that. Oh, Karen. I'll get Karen and then Michelle.
I got to say, I love AI. With my dyslexia and family history and such, my writing skills left a lot to be desired. However, knowing AI is not you, you have to make it you. So I use it simply as a guide. give me inspiration. I need inspiration today to get me started about this. Well, this isn't quite the inspiration I really needed. So jazz it up, make it more fun, give it more energy. Okay, now let's see how I can make it me, make it my voice. And I rewrite it with their prompts, so to speak. And it really has been so beneficial. And the people responding say, wow, Karen, I hear you. I can feel you in that because it is me. I've used the AI simply for my prompts. It is me. And anyone who just takes the AI off the paper or uses the voice without putting themselves into it, it's really apparent.
Yeah.
That's my feeling.
I'm glad you, before I get to Lachelle, I'm glad you said that last part, Karen. I always say, all tools, you can use the tools in a positive manner when you're building even your business or personal, but you need to make sure that you tweak it to your personality. Don't be so, and I'm going to put it out there, some people might get upset at me. Don't be so lazy with AI where, well, it does everything and wrote the whole thing. So why I need to go back and do it, whatever, because you still need to bring yourself, your humanity in it. That's why.
Mhm.
So don't use the tool wisely. It's a positive thing, but you still need to bring you in that, and take the time to look at what they said, because I seen some people that did that, just said, oh, AI did everything, and I can tell. You can
Mhm.
tell to the point where when they just had all AI do it and put it out there, the people that were reaching out to them, the connection stuff was going down a little bit, because they were like, this is not even the person I met. This is not even the person that I know. This is not Felicia. I'm just using Felicia as an example. She didn't do it. But they said, this is not Felicia.
Mhm.
I know Felicia. She's but this and that. She says this when she talks and everything. What happened? So, okay, just use me example. If I put something out there and you don't see Queens anywhere in there, you know that's not me. You know that's AI.
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
Well, and I think again, it has its benefits when it comes to AI, but I think a lot of times, we kind of fall into the programming of it being convenient and understanding that, there is no shortcut to success. And I think a lot of times, we have to think about if it's something that we're doing in bulk. I have scripts all the time when it comes to making introductions to people on different platforms or sending them automated messages about new podcasts that I have out, stuff like that. But when we are so busy about scaling and we're not thinking the process through about how each of these parts are going to fit into the bigger picture, this is where we can get into trouble because, there's AI really in everything. If you use calendars, that's AI. There's so much going on with AI that I think a lot of us are not really clear about how we're maximizing the value in a way that serves us. I think just trying to think that you could be somebody overnight, when it normally takes 9 months to do something, I think it's a little crazy. And I think that's one of the things that, we substitute some of these building block principles for something that's a quick fix and it won't last. The foundation is not there.
Yeah. And I want to get to know Lachelle. I don't want to get to know the robot of Lachelle. And that's for everybody. I don't care how many robots they make out there. I seen iRobot. I know. For after a while, you couldn't even tell who was who. It's like, are you really you? So thank you so much for touching on that, because that is it's exploding. It's there. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be more. But the only thing I say out of the whole thing, because I use it. I mean, I do use, chat, all that. But just always make it you, no matter how much you use it. I don't want to lose Jacqueline. I don't want to lose Karen. I don't want to lose Felicia. I don't want to lose your personality, American Supermodel. I want to still feel that, yeah, that's my queen. So with that, we are going to do a round golden nugget session here. So each queen, I'm going to put in the middle, and I want them to give a 1 minute, because we have the timing, of a golden nugget that you want to share. It can be about networking, about building relationships. Stay in that zone, but something that somebody can take away and say, wow, thank you so much for that. I needed that. So I'm going to start. I'm going to start smack in the kind of middle here that I see. I'm going to go to Carol.
Okay. Well, my nugget is to when you walk in a room, uh, think about the others. It's been mentioned before, but it's not about you. It's about them. And if you can keep that forefront in your mind in every area of life, day in and day out, how you can be a servant to others. Uh, that, and I don't mean a servant like a slave, but how you can serve others, how you can help them to be better. Just like we were talking about a person in the room, um, just go to them and make them feel good. If they're over there by themselves, like you did that time, Barbara, and you did it. You were low energy. You didn't want the high energy, but that made them feel good. It made them come out of their shell, and you got to meet them. And still, it was enough of a impact that you're still in conversation with them because you went out of your way to go and read the room and find them. So find the others, I guess would be my nugget.
Go to Karen.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it is about reading the room. It is about my nugget would be is going in there with the mindset of what you really are there for. Why are you doing this in the first place? Why are you going to this event? And having that in your mindset, and does that speak to your heart? Are you being authentic to yourself? Are you speaking from your heart and to your heart? Because when you speak from your heart, you can't help but be authentic. And people recognize that and they're drawn to you. But you have to know why you are there. Is it just to try and sell something? It can't be. It has to have something more. It has to feed your soul.
Mm.
So sometimes we have to do stuff. Howsoever, when you go in and speak from your heart and you're fueling your heart by being there because you have the right intention, you have the right mindset. And I always go into those events, whatever they are, with I am going to have fun. That's all. Whatever happens, I am going to have fun. And I can't tell you how many people have been drawn to that and come back for me.
I like that. Have fun. Nothing's wrong with having fun. You should always have fun, right?
Fun is number one.
Yes.
Fun is number one. Okay, Queen Jacqueline.
I like that. Fun is number one. And besides number one, I say follow up, follow through. Everything in sports is about follow through. And life is the same way. So it's one thing to network and connect with the right people, but remember that everybody has their own network that you could tap into as you follow up and really do more of a deep dive on who are you? Who do you know? How can I support you? And coming from that, the results just transform everybody's lives.
Love is so well put, Queen. And next, we're going to go to Miss Felicia. Your 1 minute thought.
The first one is define your goals, know why you're going to the networking event and what you plan to get out of it, as one of the queens stated. I think that's one of the main things, because if you have no idea why you're going and you have no objective of what you want to accomplish while you're there, you may be just there. And no matter what happens, you're not going to reach whatever goal it is if you haven't set one. And I know everybody's touched on being genuine and authentic. I think that is just you being who you are and letting the other person see who you are and experience what you have to share with them, because it is a two-way street. It is not only you giving, but you also receiving from the other person because when you're talking to other people, you don't know what their level of experience is with networking until you actually actively listen and get to know a little bit about that person. Myself, as an introvert, I know I have to make myself step out of my comfort zone because when I'm networking in different environments, it calls for something different from me. And also, the purpose that I'm at the networking event normally causes for me to go to people and introduce myself and say who I am and what I'm looking for. Whether I go in and say, "Hi, I'm Felicia Stanley. I'm looking to find a mentor, and I thought this would be a great place because we're all in the same industry, and someone I might get lucky, find someone that has 5, 6 years experience." That's just an example. And follow up is very important because if you don't follow up with that person, there is no connection there. You will not build a relationship with that person if you do not follow up. If you follow up, that shows that you're interested in building a lasting relationship with that person, and you took the time to get to know something about that person. And the last thing I would say, be patient, but also be persistent because you can't build meaningful relationships if you're not patient and if you're not consistent because it does take time.
Awesome. Thank you, Queen. A lot of golden nuggets in that. Okay, our next queen, Queen Lachelle. Uh-oh. Mute.
I'm
Unmute.
just talking, okay? I would say be unforgettable. So have a tagline, be more interested in the other person. Maybe it's 3 questions that you want to find out about somebody, so that you can be mindful of taking notes and actively listening. So be unforgettable and have engaging questions to take notes.
Wonderful. Yes. Uniqueness is important. And our last not but least, Queen Chiesa.
Thank you, Queen Barbara. My love for storytelling and co-creating those spaces to share stories and share values have resulted in my life through navigating LinkedIn to collaborations. And what I love about the collaborations is we get to share our stories that are impactful. And so right now, actually, I'm going to be my third anthology in the last 6 months. It's going to be Lessons from COVID. And the way that alignment of authors who came together through the leadership of Amy Osung and Dr. Ava Eagle Brown is to be able to share our own authentic stories to impact the lives not only in our local but also global settings. So that's where I keep going back to my favorite thing. Stories are the best way to know people's hearts and to impact lives.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. This has been amazing as always. Thank you, Queens, again. I'm just going to let everybody know that I think this is the best show on TV streaming. I'm just going to put it out there. I want to really get hit. I'm going to get hit after I know. People be like, what? Yes. You got to think big. Hey. So again, these wonderful queens. I mean, how can you get a whole bunch of wonderful queens giving you all this knowledge all at once, really, within an hour? So yes, we are the best. So the Diamond Perspective Show every Thursday, first Thursday of the month, 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. We come here and we gather and we give you some golden nuggets. With that said, we talked about relationships today. We talked about networking. One thing I would ask, put an ask out there is everybody get to network and build relationships with these wonderful queens. Each and every one of them are on social media. They're all over. They are basically lighthouses to the world, as I call them, the queens. They're shining bright and really get a chance to know them. You heard little snippets of what they do. Also, is remember I said I love quotes. As I said at the beginning, building and repairing relationship is a long, and I'm going to say a long term investment. So with that, we will see you next month. Wow, we're already in May. Can you believe that? But we'll see you next month in June for our next topic. Won't tell you. It's gonna be a secret until it gets close. But please always make sure that you are helping, guiding with your uniqueness and showing up so you can help others in their uniqueness. See you next time.
Introducing the Diamond Factor Network, where we turn your business into a beacon of success. Imagine having your TV streaming show reaching audiences far and wide. It's possible with the Diamond Factor Network. Unlock the power of your brand with our state-of-the-art TV streaming platform. Your show, your way. Feature highlights, customized shows, global reach, and professional support. Coaching by Barbara J. Beckley, Purpose Visibility, and social media strategist. Ready to elevate your brand? Join the Diamond Factor Network today and let your brilliance light up the world. Shine bright because your success is our priority.